Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Speaking Nerd podcast, the place to talk about all things comics, movies, TV, video games, and everything nerdy. Okay, so I know it's not the Batman. We're almost there.
Close.
We're so close. I think next week will be, when we'll get it recorded finally. And
Yeah, AJ's got spring break. Finally, everyone. He actually has some time off, so we'll be able to get together as a group.
Yeah. So we figured while we're waiting, we'll do this kind of impromptu stream because some shit hit the fan on this past Sunday. This is the day after we're recording. We're Monday, and we thought we'd talk about it. So we're going to talk about the Oscars and also bring up some other stuff that I quickly wanted to mention just out of the blue. But I'll wait till the end for those because they're not as important as what we're about to talk about, which is probably going to take up majority of it. Actually, you know what? We'll talk about the quick mentions first, and then we'll dive into the Oscars, which
Okay.
So the first thing I wanted to talk about was related to Morbius. Some news came out, or somebody was talking to, I think, the director of Morbius, somebody on Twitter. They were doing a Q&A, and the thing that caught everybody's interest was they were discussing spoilers for the movie just out of the blue. Like, they even put it in the tweet, saying like, hey, we're doing this Q&A, spoiler warning for a movie that's not even out yet. So you can definitely tell that Sony does not give a shit anymore about this movie. They just want to throw it out there and leave it to just die on the pavement, bleeding out. But I didn't care, honestly. I was never really looking forward to this movie anyway. I do like Morbius as a character, but this movie was just sending me red flags for the past, 3 years. It's been
yeah, too long.
Yeah,
for no apparent reason.
But I wanted to get your thoughts on this because I feel like you and I would have the same opinion, where it's just like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, Morbius, I was never really excited for it either, and the fact that they're just openly talking about spoilers is it's so against what anybody would want for a superhero movie. And it's just like, obviously it's a shit show.
Mhm.
Otherwise they wouldn't be doing this. If your own director is openly talking about spoilers, then the movie is just down in the dumps already. It seems like there's no redeeming this.
No.
And even in the trailers, like, the acting from Jared Leto is not very great.
No.
Comparison, mind you, this is a big comparison, but if we compare like the Batman trailer, the first teaser trailer, that movie was 25% of the way done and it was still incredible. And maybe even No Way Home. The acting in the trailer, you could tell it was really good. And they put time and effort into it. But Morbius, it's like the lines are really like stiff and stale to me. Like, they don't have any pizzazz to them. Like, there's nothing exciting about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's Jared Leto for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a shame that this movie we're getting it. Honestly, like, in the state that it is, it's really a shame.
Yeah. This movie turned from, what could have been a interesting vampire movie, to put in quotes, to basically the New Mutants of the Sony Spider-Man universe, where it sat in development hell for years, pretty much a finished movie for the most part, and then was just kind of shat out and left in the dust for nobody to care for. So I'm probably not going to go see it. And and I mean, it's not really worth dedicating an episode to it. So
No.
whatever. And I mean, I didn't want to mention spoilers for the 3 people that's still going to see it, but yeah, I after that, like, it's just, I have no interest in this movie anymore. Maybe someday I'll watch it, like when it's been on DVD and Blu-ray for like a year, and
Right.
it's like you find it in the bargain bin for like $5, then maybe I'll check it out. But
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, I have no interest in even watching it.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was the Miss Marvel trailer. Because wow, talk about shit shows.
Yeah.
Because this trailer came out, and everybody was like, oh, Miss Marvel is, she's a cool character. And then they saw the concept art of what her powers look like, and they're like, oh god, we can't have this, change it back. And then the trailer came out, same deal. It's like, it's not, she doesn't have the polymorph like Mr. Fantastic stretch powers. Basically, she's a Green Lantern.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but despite that though, which I didn't mind, I didn't care, but I thought the trailer was fine enough as is.
Well, look, I think Miss Marvel looks like shit.
Yeah.
Like I initially, when they first announced they were doing a Miss Marvel show, I was like, kind of, oh, this is interesting. I think it could be an interesting show idea. And more information started coming out about the show, and I was just like, yeah, this is not going to work. And then I saw the trailer, and I was like, this is really bad for me. Like, it's just not what I want to see. It's not the kind of show I want. Like, Moon Knight is the kind of show I want. It's like Miss Marvel just looks like it's going to be this cluster of all the things we've already seen, basically. I don't know. It just doesn't look. It's not intriguing me. It's not tickling my fancy, and I think it looks pretty bad. So I've never really had any faith in this show.
No. Yeah, I mean, when it was announced, I'm like, okay, like Miss Marvel, whatever. And then the lead actress, she's Canadian. She's I think it's a 16, 17-year-old Canadian chick. And it made headlines. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, that's kind of neat. Don't really get a whole lot of, Canadian actors doing, big budget comic book stuff. I mean, besides Ryan Reynolds, but and then yeah, like it just kind of fell off a cliff afterwards. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still gonna watch the first episode, and if it doesn't tickle my fancy, then I'll probably just skip out on it.
Yeah.
But I am willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, though. Just how much that trailer, like, it wasn't anything like mind blowing. It wasn't the Boys season 3 trailer, which, man, I fuck with that trailer, which also came out. But like, it was like, okay, like, whatever. It's not terrible, but
Yeah.
whatever. That's just me. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we?
Sure thing.
The Oscars happened yesterday, and wow, what a clusterfuck of a show. Like, even besides
it's a shit show.
Yeah, I mean, even besides that moment, which we're going to talk about,
Which we'll talk about soon.
There were problems throughout it.
Yeah.
Major problems. Like, I checked back through, like, I didn't watch the show. I didn't watch the Oscars.
No, me neither.
But I checked through like the headlines that people were talking about, and like, yikes, like, it was bad.
Yeah, super disappointing, because the past 20 years or so, the Oscars have been going downhill with the general public. Ratings have just been dropping. And this was, like, for me, the icing on the top of the cake, to just shut the Oscars down in my eyes. It was just a lot of wild, crazy, bad decisions, and some weird categories, and an absolute nutcase of a moment that we'll talk about soon. But I kind of wanted to bring up first that Dune won 6 awards. And now I have not seen Dune yet.
I haven't
but
either.
I've heard that it deserved those awards from a lot of different YouTubers, TikTokers, people on Twitter. So I'm gonna have to watch it and see if it deserved it for my own personal taste. But I've got no doubt that it probably deserves some of those, if not all of them. So I'm not gonna say anything bad about that, because it was like I've heard a lot of people say it was the best movie of the year.
Mhm.
So I have to give it a watch and tell you guys what I think in a separate episode or something. But so that's the first thing. Dune won a good amount of awards. Second thing is, unfortunately, Andrew Garfield did not win Best Actor,
No. Well, I
which I
mean,
really wanted.
yeah. I mean, I was rooting for Andrew, like just in any award situation. Um,
Yeah,
because I watched a little bit of Tick Tick Boom. I didn't go through the whole movie, but I watched a piece of it, and he was pretty stellar.
yeah,
So,
and he just keeps handing in these great performances. Like the past 5 years or so,
yeah.
he's been just pushing out great movies. Um, so I really want to see him take home an Oscar one of these days. And Tick Tick Boom would have been the perfect time to take an Oscar home. Because man, he deserve it, but
Has he won
he
an
didn't
Oscar
win.
before?
No, this was
No.
his second nomination for an Oscar, I think.
Oh, okay.
His first nomination, it might have been his first, but yeah, he's never won one yet.
Huh.
So yeah, I thought this movie would have been the perfect movie to win an Oscar for him. Showcased his ability to do so many different things, sing, act, you name it. Really embody a character. But he did
Yeah.
not win, and he was beaten out by Will Smith, who we will talk about soon. If not, do you want to talk about him next? Because we were on him.
No. There was a few
Let's
things
wait.
I wanted to talk, especially comic book related stuff, because there was
Oh well, yeah,
some stuff that happened, which some people are happy about, but um, you mentioned best actor. I want to bring up best supporting actor because
yeah.
a deaf actor, but I can't think of his name, but he won
I
it,
saw it
and
today. Yeah, I forget his name, but I saw that he won today.
yeah, it was pretty stellar. Like
Yeah,
seeing
it
that.
was Coda, I think, was the
Coda,
movie.
yeah, yeah. Um, but
He definitely deserved it too.
oh yeah, for sure. I watched this morning. I had to wake up early for reasons I don't want to talk about here, but I was watching the it was a Kelly and Ryan show, and they were doing the
Yeah,
the Oscars aftermath, and they were talking to the deaf guy, and like he was a real good sport. Like he was such an incredible person, and taught them like he taught them the funniest sign, which is he taught him how to say eat shit in like signing in sign language. It's amazing. Oh my god. But so in terms of comic book related stuff, there was a win for Zack Snyder's Justice League. um
yeah.
they had the crowd fair moment, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Flash scene specifically, took the win.
Yep.
Now we talked about it on the group chat a little bit, and people are happy about it, and I'm glad people are happy about it. I didn't really feel much, not because I don't think the scene is bad. It's amazing, but the win felt unsatisfying to me. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
Initially, I kind of felt the same way, but today, I feel like okay. So in my mind, the most cheer-worthy moment was definitely Spider-Man,
Yeah.
but I think that Zack Snyder's fans are so determined that they were the most determined people there, and they deserved that win. It wasn't really a win for the Oscars necessarily. It was more of a fan reward kind of thing. So, and it's sad to me that Spider-Man, like all these people are saying, why didn't Spider-Man get your asses on Twitter and vote for it? Because that was what it was. It was a voting thing.
Yeah, it
Um,
was a poll, I think it was, they put out. And
yeah. So like it's sad that Spider-Man people are like not giving a shit to the, but they give a shit when they lose, but they didn't give a shit when it was happening. They should have voted. So like I'm all for Zack Snyder Justice League winning. It didn't really have an effect on me either, but I'm glad that it's getting the recognition it deserves. But I think that the category, they should never have a category like that again. I think it's stupid. And how the hell is Spider-Man beaten out by Cinderella? That shows you that the fans just didn't do anything.
Oh,
Cinda freaking Rella. Damn.
yeah, Spider-Man was
So
like what, fourth?
I
Fourth
think it was
place?
third.
Third?
No,
Fourth?
yeah, it might have been third or fourth. Yeah.
Somebody said fourth on that.
Oh yeah, it might have been.
Yeah. I don't know.
I was like, that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had the choice, I would have gone with Spider-Man because, like it's that whole that whole movie is 20 years worth of buildup. And
Right.
I mean, not to denounce the Flash moment, it's fantastic, but like,
right.
Like after No Way Home, that's probably not going to happen again, or it seems unlikely that you're going to get, a crowd pleasing movie like that. But
yeah,
I'm happy for Zack Snyder. He definitely brought his A game to that movie, and that scene proved that for sure.
Yeah.
He also had another one too for Army of the Dead, which was really good for him.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Zack Snyder brought home 2 Oscars.
Yeah.
Which was very surprising. I didn't think Zack Snyder would win anything.
No, I mean, especially with Army of the Dead, because from what I heard, it was okay, nothing amazing, but yeah. Yeah. So we talked about some good moments, but there's a couple of bad moments which I want to talk about. I think Amy Schumer should not be allowed to come back to the Oscars ever again.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I thought that her, Tiffany Haddish, and was it Wanda Sykes was the other one?
Yes. Yeah.
That was possibly the worst Oscar host intro and just hosting generally ever in the Oscars history. It was so horrible. The jokes were so bad.
Yeah.
Oh God. I was like ready to boycott the internet. I couldn't take it. So I agree with you.
Yeah. One moment that stuck out for me, besides the Amy Schumer and the Spider-Man costume, which is terrible. Actually, 2 moments come to mind. One of them is they were talking about they were about to present best animated movie, and she said something along the lines of animation is meant for kids, but adults have to endure it.
Oh God.
Like, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's far beyond what actually is the truth.
Yeah. The other one was she was talking about like seat fillers or whatever, and she moved a person out of their seat, but the person she moved out of her seat and basically treated like shit was Kirsten Dunst. And I remember a lot of people were angry about that. I mean, I was too, but I was more because the reason they were angry was because like because nobody like gives a shit about Kirsten Dunst in Hollywood anymore, and she's
Right.
gone out on record saying that multiple times.
Yeah.
So it was that, and then also like she's just unfunny. She's not funny at all. She's dragging this thing out for as long as she can, and it's not working.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It was just painful to watch after a certain amount of time.
Yeah. But all right. I guess we should talk about the big highlight from the Oscars and probably what's going to take up most of this episode's runtime.
Yeah, John Cena made a guest appearance. No. Will Smith smacked Chris Rock after he made a joke about his wife,
Jada, yeah.
a G.I. Jane 2 joke, which was funny. And oh man, it's I have a lot of feelings about that, but I want to get yours first. So, what do you think of that?
So I think just after observation, and by observation I mean watching that clip who knows how many times now, probably over 100, because it's like it's a weird thing where it's so shocking to the point where you want to watch it again and again and again and again. But nobody, I think, was in the right. But some people, and by some people I mean one, fared a lot better than others for sure.
Yeah.
So Chris Rock deserves a major apology.
Yeah.
They tried to give him one, or Will tried to apologize, but it didn't come off as an apology at all. Not to him, at least. But was the joke a little,
little too much?
A little too much? Yeah. I mean,
here's the thing. It's like, okay, I comedy, I see it this way. He could have made a joke about somebody else, and Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith would have found it funny. But the person that he made the joke about, the other person would have found it offensive. So no matter who you make a joke about, someone will get offended. It doesn't matter who or what the joke is. Someone will get offended.
Yeah.
So I think that Chris Rock did not intend it to be a mean-hearted, mean-spirited kind of jab at Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh no.
So that's the thing that makes me say I don't think Chris Rock was in the wrong, because if he said it intentionally to get Jada Pinkett Smith upset in any way, then I would have said he deserved a slap in the face. But he's a comedian. That's what he does. He makes jokes about observational things. And I thought it was pretty funny. Now, is there a time and a place to make a joke like that? Yes. Was the Oscars the best place to do it? Probably not. Which is, again, why I don't love comedians hosting the Oscars or having monologue things at the Oscar. It just, there's a time and a place for certain things. So I guess maybe it wasn't the best place to do it. But I lost more respect for Will Smith than anybody, because
absolutely.
He's laughing his ass off to the joke a couple seconds before Jada's face goes sour. And then as soon as her face goes sour, his face kind of goes down. He's like, okay, I got to do something about it, I guess. Mind you, this woman has cheated on Will Smith so much. She has publicly humiliated Will Smith over the past 10 years and just spoken down upon him. He should not be standing up for her like that.
Yeah, no.
At all. So I don't feel bad for Jada Pinkett Smith. That's the thing. Is like, I want to say that if it was somebody else, maybe I would have said Chris Rock shouldn't have said that. But at the same time, I'm like, she kind of deserved that. So I don't know. I'm very mixed about it. But for me, it comes down to he's a comedian, and people just can't take jokes anymore, at all, regardless of what it is, unfortunately. So that's all I'll say on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's that joke, like joke. I keep in my head, I keep like going back and forth on it because the main thing that I keep thinking about was, I mean, did he know about her ailment?
Probably not. I'm just
That would have been my thought, because my initial thought was, because he saw that she was bald and then made the GI Jane joke, and and that
yeah,
was it.
right.
I didn't really think that it was targeted because of her ailment. I can't think of the name at the moment, but
I just think it's a problem of people being too sensitive to jokes, though. Like, someone like Don Rickles, what could have said something like that, and people would have laughed, and nobody would have batted an eye. It's just a perspective on society, I think now, rather than the joke itself. I just think people have become more sensitive to small things. When like there's so many people with actual disabilities who laugh at people making fun of them in a lighthearted, fun way, not to actually be mean to them at all. And I've seen it happen in person and on television, situations like that. And it's just, people are a little, they have kind of like a stick up their ass a little bit, to where they're too stiff about certain jokes. But that's
yeah.
just what I think of it.
Another thing I kind of told you last night, because this happened while we were live streaming.
Yeah,
Like this just came out of nowhere,
it was the
and
most random shit ever.
literally like, because we were playing Fortnite, we were streaming, and then both of us were like, oh, we should share the stream on Twitter. So I go to share the stream on Twitter, and the first thing I see is literally like Chris Rock just getting it from Will Smith. and like I had to look around because of course they bleeped it out, like the whole exchange with Will Smith and whatever, but international watchers got it in full, uncensored, and wow. It's nuts. But yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat with you, where it's just like I don't really feel bad for Jada because of all the shit that happened with her cheating on Will and basically bragging about the people that she slept with on Red Table or whatever, like just tearing Will apart.
Yeah.
But
And I thought I would add too, Will Smith just released a public apology, like 45 minutes ago.
oh, did
And
he?
it says, and I kind of want to dissect it for a second. It says, violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I was embarrassed. My actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. And then he just said, I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for us all. So, yeah, him smacking Chris Rock, even from Will Smith's point of view, was out of line.
Oh yeah,
regardless.
of course. Yeah.
You don't smack somebody. And I saw a video today, even somebody was saying like he should have been a man about it and privately went up to Chris after the Oscars and just approached him and talked to him like a man. rather than smacking him publicly in front of millions of viewers and hundreds of people in the audience. It's,
Yeah.
it's embarrassing to us. It's like, why would you do that?
Yeah. Like even he could have done it during the commercial break too, because there was an interlude between the end of that, the commercial break, and then whatever it moved on to next.
Right.
So yeah, I feel that was unacceptable too. Like that was just completely out of line. I mean, I get being angry at that, but if you have any instinct to like do anything about it, then you should have just left. And and I'm surprised too that one, like they still let him there. He was still watching the Oscars. Nobody escorted him out or anything.
No, and he freaking won the Oscar 20 minutes later too.
Yeah, he won Best Actor, which I'm surprised that like they didn't take the Oscar away from him immediately. And two, I'm really surprised that Chris didn't press charges. Yeah. But I mean, I guess that like you could, I mean, it shows on stage of him being the better man about it. And I'm sure he probably thought like it was like it wasn't even that big of a deal for him, because I'm sure he's had to deal with that for like his whole career. So yeah, it was it was a bad situation. But Will, I did lose a fair amount of respect for him because of that, because you had him slap Chris, cuss him out on live TV in front of an entire auditorium. 20 minutes later, he gets Best Picture, tries to apologize, which he does apologize to the Academy, but he doesn't apologize to Chris.
Right. And he didn't even say what for. He didn't say for my actions. Yeah,
no. He just basically called himself crazy, and then that's it. And then what really frustrated me was he just goes to the Vanity Fair party, like, celebrating, as usual nice guy Will Smith after everything that had happened.
Right.
So
a load of crap.
Yeah, yes, man. Absolutely.
I'm just disappointed. I mean, I'm not saying everyone makes mistakes. But still, it's uncalled for what he did.
Yeah.
Still uncalled for.
Yeah.
And in the world of showbiz, it's harder to accept apologies from people, I think, because you don't know how legit they are. Because sometimes it's just them saving their ass rather than being sincerely apologetic for something. So only time will tell. I mean, as the saying goes, one action can speak 1,000 words. So we'll just see with time. But even Will Smith publicly apologizing at the Oscars would have made me gain a little bit of respect back. Him looking at Chris Rock and just saying, I'm sorry for what I did. I was out of line. And then apologizing to everyone there would have been a step in the right direction, but he did not do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that could have gone quite a ways for,
in his favor.
Respect back. Yeah. But he didn't do that. So it was it's just it was a shit show.
Yeah.
It did get the ratings up because
nobody
was watching the Oscars, or barely anybody, because the ratings have been going down each year, and Will just fucking spiked it up.
I know, and I think a part of that, like the Academy was like, should we take his award away? He just gave us a bunch of views and ratings went up, so maybe we'll just give him the benefit of the doubt. I honestly think that's what happened.
The only thing the Academy did was, like, I saw they tweeted today or yesterday, whatever, and they're like, we don't condone violence. We don't condone violence.
Yeah.
But
that's it?
Yeah.
Like,
that's it.
You could have said, we don't condone what Will Smith did.
So you say that, plus you still let him get his Oscar anyway.
Right.
Like, that's just insanity. Like it's
Right. Like, regardless if you're sorry or not, your actions should still get consequences.
yeah.
You should get the rightful consequence for whatever you did. And I don't think he should have won that Oscar necessarily, because he did that. So it's just a lot of bad situations entangled in a big bad situation.
Yeah, I don't think he should have it. And I feel like he should have recognized that too, where, when he gets up on stage, he should have been like, I can't accept this
Yeah,
on account
you're
of
right.
what happened and my
Yeah,
actions.
because then I would have gained a lot of respect back for him.
Yeah. But he still took that award anyway. And,
right.
Yeah, it was just, it's a fucking disaster.
It is. It's a shit show.
Yeah.
Inside of a shitty show. So.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for him in some respect, because,
Yeah.
because he has been like having a rough few years. And I did feel really bad for him when the whole, entanglement crap happened. And
Oh yeah.
but this just, wow. Like, just,
when is he gonna divorce her, man? Like,
yeah.
Continuous infidelities is just the last straw.
Yeah. Yeah. So with this being bad enough as is, I think the people on Twitter are just making it worse. Like the people talking about it, because
Yeah.
you have the camp of people who are like, of course, Will fucked up royally. He was in the wrong. But then you have a whole other group of people which are like, oh yeah, he's just defending his wife and standing up for his honors. Like, no, that's not it. That's not it at all.
That's not how it works.
No. Like that's assault there.
Yeah.
He
can stand up for your wife and not do that. Like, it's just,
yeah.
That if he would have spoken to Chris, it would have been so much more powerful than him slapping him in the face.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, it is a mistake that a lot of people fall into, is they let their emotions get a hold of them and they act in a violent way. But like for me, like I'm one that says like you should never touch another person unless they touch you first and are trying to physically harm you. Chris Rock did not try and physically harm anyone. And Will Smith walked his ass up on the stage, and he took the time to actually walk all the way to Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Just to hurt him. Mind you, Chris Rock didn't get seriously hurt. I'm not saying that. Still, it's not right.
Yeah, it was just a slap in the face, which he took like a champ.
He did. He kept going. He kept hosting. He kept his cool.
Yeah, he's like literally right after he gets slapped, he's like, well, it's like Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. Like, still, just that right there, like gained major respect points for Chris Rock. Yeah. And the fact that he didn't say anything, like he was just like, no. Okay, like we're just moving on now.
Right.
But
I think that one last thing I'll add to the whole situation is that I think if Chris Rock had said that joke and everybody laughed and kept laughing and Will Smith never went up there to hit him, nobody would be even talking about this.
No.
The joke would have went over everybody's heads. And it just shows that perspective is really the biggest player in this. If Will Smith had not gotten up and hit him, nobody would have cared. So I think that just goes to the point that really the joke wasn't terrible in a sense of it does not go on grounds for causing this whole social uproar like this.
Not to mention too, when you really think about it, like that's relatively tame for Oscar standards, like in terms of joke. I mean, like Ricky Gervais did much worse than Chris Rock did. Yeah, but it's Yeah.
This is what the world is like, guys. We have the Batman and the Oscars in the same month, and both are as popular as the next.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is definitely one of the highlights of the Oscars, like by far. Again, in all of its existence, this is
this
up
will
there.
go down. This will go down as one of those iconic scissor reel moments.
Yeah, and they're never gonna. People are never gonna let on Will Smith about it. They're gonna keep bringing this up like years afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Even if he comes back next year, they're still gonna like ridicule his ass hard. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's yeah, I got really nothing else. Like I said everything I need to say here.
Yeah, me too.
So I guess we can just call it a podcast. Because there's not really much else news out there to really bring up.
No.
So we'll just leave the podcast as is and let the episode speak for itself. But
yeah.
Let us know in the comments what you thought of the Oscars. Did you watch it? What did you think of the altercation between Chris Rock and Will Smith?
The slap heard around the world.
Right? Yeah, tell us your thoughts and we'll respond, of course. But hopefully next time, like we said, we can actually talk about the Batman. Because I'm excited to talk about it with these guys. We've been waiting so long, and we're just on the cusp of getting this episode out.
It will actually be right around a month since the Batman came out when we recorded the Batman review.
Yeah.
So it's been held off for far too long.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to finally dive into it with them. It's what a time to be a Batman fan, is all I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
I'll save the rest of my thoughts for the review.
But until then, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Be sure to follow us on all our social medias, which you can find in the description. Of course, I was about to say channel description. I'm like, no, this ain't gonna be a channel. Fuck that. So you can find us on Twitter. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. We're talking all things Arkham over there with our intensive treatment podcast, and he's got some other videos I'm sure on the side planned.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. But anyway, have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching. And of course, don't forget to take care of yourselves. See ya.
See you guys.